So we're going to pack it up and hit the road. We're only driving about 50 minutes north of here. I think it's north of here, up near Bangor, and we'll be spending a week there. So we may even make our way back down here for a day if we need to. But that's the next stop is just outside of Bangor.
Leaving this place, the sun's about to break. You're riding shotgun. I'm just gonna drive.
Scott River, and we're in a little river walk here in Brewer, Maine. Across the river is Bangor, and we're just coming out for a little walk. See what the river has to offer. part of the Riverwalk is only about a half mile long. So I think we're gonna bag it and go have a cocktail.
I knew it was short, but it needs length. It's cute though. It's a great beginning of a river walk.
It's
Hopefully
a beautiful,
we'll
beautiful
keep
little
going.
walkway, but not very long.
We're staying in the Bangor, Maine area, and I found a tour, a Stephen King tour. So we're taking that this morning. George has read a lot of Stephen King's over the years.
Yeah, one of my favorite author.
Me, not so much, but I'm going to try. We listen to audibles when we drive, and we listen to the Mr. Mercedes series, and that was really good. Other than that, I don't know too much about Stephen King, but I'm going to go learn.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
It's a 3-hour tour.
Our first stop is the Mount Hope Cemetery, one of the nation's oldest garden cemeteries. It is more than 180 years old. The author was known to visit the cemetery for its quiet solitude and to gather names for some of his characters. This was one of the film locations for the movie Pet Sematary, in which the author makes a small cameo appearance. Bangor claims to be both the birthplace of the lumber industry and the birthplace of Paul Bunyan. Bangor's Paul Bunyan, reputed to be the largest statue of Paul Bunyan in the world, according to the sign, stands on a stone pedestal in front of the Bangor Civic Center in Bass Park. This giant statue was featured in the novel and the movie It. The statue was also mentioned in King's novel Insomnia. The Thomas Till standpipe served as the inspiration for the haunted and dangerous water tower in the novel and the movie It. And it's said Stephen King wrote much of the book, published in 1986, on a park bench in the small park at the base of the tower. The standpipe was built in 1897 and holds 1.75 million gallons of water for the city of Bangor and is still in use today. You can also see the storm drain that was the inspiration for the one in the movie It, where the evil clown Pennywise lured young Georgie Denborough at the beginning of the movie. The drain is located at the corner of Union and Jackson Streets, just down the street from the standpipe, but looks nothing like the one shown in the movie. So this is the King house. The house was built in 1858 and surrounded by a black iron fence with gargoyles. The King home is a mecca for his die-hard fans. On any given day you can see them posing for photos in front of the gate and hoping to get a glimpse of the King of Horror. King bought the Bangor house in 1980 for $135,000. They no longer reside in Bangor, but the family home is still here and is now a museum that contains an archive of King's work. It will also serve, along with the house next door, as a writer's retreat for up to 5 writers at a time, and isn't open to the public. We're at Cold River Campground in Eddington, Maine, and they claim to have 40 acres of trails in the campground, and I think we found the trail, but it's hard to tell because it's not maintained at all and it's not marked at all, so I assume we're on the trail. I guess we'll find out, but it's certainly out in the woods and what I would consider hiking. So they say they have beavers here that are building a den, so I'd like to see that, but I don't know exactly where we're going, so hopefully we'll find our way back out.
I like using the trail app.
All trails.
All Trails. and reading reviews on trails and such, because then you have a good idea as to whether it's going to be a good trail or not. Obviously, this trail doesn't have a name. It's very informal, and it doesn't, but it wouldn't have good reviews.
Yeah, it's a little rough, but
I mean, there was a tree down in the middle of it. We had to walk around.
which is not unusual for a trail, but you know.
Yeah, but yeah.
Just it's a little bit more rustic.
Needs
than
some
I guess.
TLC.
Yeah. Need some help. Just all overgrown completely. So we're gonna call this a fail and go back to our RV and pull up all trails and see if we can find a real hike around here. Wah wah. Yeah, it could be a nice little hike around this campground, but just not maintained. Just too much bushwhacking for me. We'll go find another trail. We are on the Roland Perry City Forest East-West Loop Trail, and we found this spur that comes off the side of it that basically takes you over the bog. It's called the Orno Bog, and
It's a boardwalk.
it's a boardwalk. Must have been a lot of work to install this under really rough conditions, because I mean you're in a bog. Such a cool environment. It's just so cool. I don't know how to describe it. It's all kinds of different plants. I'm sure it must flood out probably in the wintertime. It must get full of water. I don't know. I wonder if this is where the idea for cranberry bogs came from. Very interesting. Almost looks fragile too. Almost reminds me of the Badlands somewhat in that, but in its beauty, I guess. It's just a very different texture. It's all green, of course, but I don't know, it's hard to compare it to anything that I've ever experienced. Very, very unique. smells so good in here. It's like a bottle of Pine Sol. So if you're ever in the area of Bangor, Maine, look up Orno Bog and check it out, because it's pretty amazing. The biodiversity there is just incredible. I don't think I've ever seen anything like it. It's pretty amazing. But, it's free to get in, and the person at the gate was telling me that they just replaced all of the cedar planks on that walkway at the cost of $1.4 million, I think she said, but it took them 10 years to complete it because it cost so much. They were just doing it with donations. So incredible little unexpected side trip from a walk in the woods.
I'm just gonna drive.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, click that little bell, and hit that thumbs up.